But that's that. Chandler, you didn't let me know what it was you thought of the. We were going to talk about it, and I dropped the ball on bringing it up. But what did you think of the banana bread at work dude video?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know your guy is recording, right?
Of course.
Okay. Okay. So I could not have imagined what the banana bread at work experience was going to be like. But like it lived up to that expectation.
Okay.
Like it lived up to the idea of like I'm right there with you. Like I feel exactly what you're feeling. Cubs, yeah, hell no. And I'm like, yeah, I'm right there. And
there's nothing. Not a lot of money.
Hell no.
No.
And there's nothing like the unexpected
right
aspect of getting banana bread.
Mm-hmm.
I just
at work.
Dude, hell yeah.
We're gonna have to post that. We're gonna have to share that on whatever socials will allow it. So that'll be Twitter and Facebook, and I don't know, like unless we do a reaction video with TikTok, and I don't have a selfie camera, but whatever. But damn it, I dropped my phone one too many times, so my selfie camera's it's
busted.
It's present, but it's checked out.
I got you.
And anytime I try to open the app and use the selfie camera, it shuts down the app.
Okay.
I have to reset all the settings. It's a whole piece of shit, but whatever.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah. It's like she broke up with me, but she's still there. She's a daily fucking reminder of my failure, just looking at me. Every time I look at it, I see it. It's like, you son of a ditch.
Wow, I'm like, this is a lot because the past 2 times I've said that I've been a caller, but I feel like Lionel Richie right now that I'm once, twice, 3 times the guy here talking to you. This is great. This is amazing.
This really is. And you said Lionel Richie, and like every time I think about Lionel Richie, and it's not just
Hello.
Hello.
Which again, which is perfect because it brings back the whole call thing full circle.
Right.
And this is great.
I can see it in your eyes.
I do feel like there's a part where like my shtick is gonna be all like phone references, but like I don't know if I can keep that.
The phone is ringing.
Yeah, I don't know if I can keep that up. So this might be the end of
yeah, because you brought up banana phone.
Yeah, I brought up banana phone, and I don't have a banana. I don't have a.
That's one of Henry's favorite songs. He loves singing.
Wow, I am sorry.
We. Like in college,
ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
He says, "Ring, ring, ring the nana phone."
In college, we had a friend of mine that was an international student, and we spent a couple of days where we just have random people call and play banana phone to him.
Poor bastard.
And he would hang up and got so frustrated with it. And then we had people that he did not know, so like numbers that were like not on his like call log, that all of a sudden he's like we'd be hanging out with him, and all of a sudden he'd get a like ring on the phone, and it'd just be playing.
Everybody's
phone.
Stifling a laugh.
It was that in
he's just hitting the fuck you button.
It was that in
right to voicemail.
It was that in Phenomena. Like those are the two. The do 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 Phenomena. So like those are the things that like we would just prank him with. So it's insane. But
what country was he from?
Bolivia.
Bolivia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they speak Portuguese in Bolivia?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
See, if we would have planned this, I would have been able to answer this question.
That's how we roll.
He called me out on this.
It's on the cup. I didn't know either.
I don't think that he.
I didn't know either.
I'm fairly certain it's just all Spanish.
Okay.
So like, I don't think the reason why I
paused. So you're saying if they look Mexican, they must speak Mexican?
No.
If they speak Mexican, they must be Mexican.
Nope.
You heard it here
nope.
first. That's what he said after we edit this part out.
Nope.
And that's the only time he says, "Yup."
I was very quick to be like, "Nope,
no,
I didn't
sir.
hear that." But yeah, no. The only reason why I paused because I don't know if my friend could actually also speak Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
Like I never asked him that, or maybe I did, and like. As a college student, just it was like, yeah, cool. Portuguese,
in high school, I had because I didn't go to college. You uppity.
Okay,
fucks.
I was
No,
I was about to say I was like
went to-
I was about to like turn that back on you. I was like, okay, Mr. Special. Like I didn't go
Special.
I didn't
No.
go to college. Okay.
No, anyway, so in high school, I had a substitute Spanish teacher. He was dominant in Portuguese, but he was also fluent in Spanish, so he could easily teach the class Spanish while our teacher was off on maternity leave. So he said at one time he was on a plane going to Brazil somewhere, I think in Brazil, where they speak Portuguese. And his son was also on there. I think it was a family trip. But his son was there in the seat next to him, and the waitress came over and asked him if he wanted a drink. But his son spoke Portuguese, didn't really know Spanish. So the stewardess asked something, whether it was something to drink, something to eat, how's your flight, whatever it was that she asked. His son was horrified because the languages are similar because they're all Latin based, but what it translated to like your yard's on fire, whereas it should have been like would you like a water to drink or something like that. So like I don't know enough Portuguese to understand the full scope of how in the hell that could have been translated that way, but the kid apparently was shocked. I'm like, my yard's on fire? What? But
See,
we're on a plane.
even with Spanish, like I know in college, like I have a moment where I know that I straight up called the Spanish teacher that I semi had a crush on, like ugly, like straight up.
Oh,
Because I didn't know, like I knew feo was the word for ugly, but like when you're called, like when you're in class and you're called like out on the spot to like be able to talk in Spanish, like everything goes out the window. It's just basically like I feel like you're cherry picking like Spanish words and being like, yeah, I think that works. Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, corazon works. Yeah, feo works. Yeah, this. And it's just like you put them together and then it's like the sentence that doesn't work at all. And then you find yourself where like you're in a class where like everyone's looking like, oh my gosh, you just called the Spanish teacher ugly. but
Like,
no,
I don't mean that.
but
He's
here's
actually a good-looking dude.
But here's the crazy thing that she's like sitting there and she like the only reason why I recognized that I think I called her ugly was the look on her face was like she like was like, okay, like thank you for that.
Okay.
Like a little bit of disgust.
But you said corazon, so that
no,
means heart.
I'm saying
So
I know
maybe-
what like
maybe
I know
you
the
said-
corazon, but I'm saying like I'm cherry picking words.
Okay,
Like
okay.
it was
So
an
I thought
example.
maybe
That was
you
not
told her
exactly.
she had an ugly
no,
heart.
I'm fairly certain that I straight up called her ugly. Like there's no tape. Thank God there's no tape. We can't
Right.
go back to the tape and like look and see if like that's what I called her. But like if my memory is correct, I think I called her that. Her face looked like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe you said that.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone else in the classroom kind of like giggled or laughed. And like I'm sitting there by myself, basically like
What
I'm
did I
like,
just do?
what did I just say?
Yeah.
So I'm going back and fact checking myself. I'm like, okay, so I said this word,
Flipping through
and
notes.
I'm like, I think that I just called her ugly. And so like that's my history. That's what I got to live with now. And but I know Spanish. It's just that I just don't know.
You can't just like
But it's
backpedal and
just-
be like, lo siento, señorita.
Yeah.
Mi zapato es en mi boca. Lo
Yeah.
siento. Es muy bonita.
See, you're
Just
killing
be like, no, you can't.
Yeah, you're killing me with this. Like you're, like even like trying to interpret what you just said. Like I've heard, like I heard what you said, but then there's a part where I'm just like, I need to brush up on my Spanish now.
I work with people from Mexico and El Salvador.
Yeah.
So like, sometimes when I'm, working, I have to translate and I have to understand what it is that they're asking me so I can help them.
I'm just jealous. That's how I feel right now. I'm just like,
Okay.
it's just
Okay.
more of like you're
Okay.
on another level. What I recognized was like, oh, he would not call his Spanish teacher ugly.
No, because I too had a crush on my Spanish teacher. Not Mr. What's his name, but Miss Taylor. Man, all right. We didn't get into this, but we alluded to it a long, long time ago in one of the first few episodes. Energizer Soda. We'll get to the fucking bourbon in a minute.
Oh,
Give
I
me
know.
a damn minute. Is it bourbon or is it Kentucky?
It is
Kentucky
bourbon.
straight bourbon whiskey. So dark and beautiful looking. So Energizer Soda
Yes.
was a can of beer that I had wrapped up in duct tape because you could bring a soda pop or whatever from home and drink it at lunch, and it's like for the kids, right? For the kids that packed their own lunch and brought a sandwich. And
You're talking
chips.
about school days.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so like it was probably some kind of what we call it, canoe beer, or what?
Sex in a canoe.
Sex in some kind of beer that was sex in a canoe.
Fucking close to water.
You get it.
I got you.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just.
go.
I heard you. I was just like,
Okay, so it was
Digress.
some awful fucking sex in a canoe beer. But like at the top, I'm thinking, well, it's pretty funny. It says Anheuser-Busch on the top. It doesn't say Pepsi-Cola. It doesn't say Coca-Cola. I'm like, I'm fucking getting away with something. But by lunchtime, it's room temperature, and it's really not that great. But like, I'm the only fifth grader fucking slamming a beer at the lunch table. So, whatever. So like, as time progresses, tastes develop, and whiskey's available to me. And so what I learned was like the old pill bottles with the tamper-resistant caps. Those bottles are leak proof also. So they're not just airtight; they're also leak
I
proof
didn't know
up to
that.
a certain point. Come to find out, so like I would have one of the kind of thicker and shorter ones, and I'd fill it with Crown Royal, and I'd take that to
shot
school. Yeah, and like during passing periods or whatever, I'd pop it open, get a little pull, think I'm cool, put it back in there, and go on about the rest of my classes or whatever. One day in high school, and I'm pretty sure this is the last time I drank in school, and it involved my Spanish teacher. I went to lunch, and I was like, I'm just gonna do this whole fucking thing. If anybody wants some, they can have some, cool, because I always bring whiskey to share. It's not just for me. I'm not an alcoholic, said the fucking freshman in high school. Whatever. I think that time it was just me and my little pill bottle of medication of Crown Royal. So I drink it, and I'm pretty fucking tipsy. And by the time I get back up to my class, and the teacher, instead of dropping off however many, like we've all been in a classroom, there's like so many rows with so many people in those rows. So she starts at one end, like instead of putting down 5 at the beginning of row and everybody pass it back, she was the kind of teacher that wanted to hand one out personally to each student as she went down the rows. So she gets to me and she stops. She hesitates, stops, whatever, and then she continues, and just the look on her face, I knew she was disappointed, and I felt like shit, and I was like, man, I should not have done that. I know I shouldn't have done that. I still feel pretty good about it though, because I got away with something. Because maybe she's maybe it's just me, guilty conscience. But it didn't turn out that was the way it was, because she got back up to the class in the front. And she said, "Students, I want everybody to know that I love you all individually, and if any of you are having any issues or whatever, something to the effect of with substance abuse or alcohol or whatever, one, it's not okay for the school, and if you get caught, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. But two, it hurts me to think that you're going through something to where you would need this to get through your day at such a young age." Something to that effect. And I was just like, I'm less than dirt. I feel like absolute fucking garbage right now. I've let my teacher down. I've got this crush on her. I can't believe I disappointed this woman that I look up to, whatever. So I was like, I'm fucking done with this as far as school's concerned. And I don't think I ever drank in school again, which was new for me.
So, that's first of all, that I'm extremely appreciative of a teacher being able to recognize that and say that.
Mm-hmm.
As a student, and this is totally joking, no one raised their hands and said, "Why didn't you say that in Spanish?" I'm just messing. I'm totally messing with you.
Well, freshman year was probably only Spanish 1, so if she was just if she would have said any of that in Spanish, we would all been the kind of look you get on your face where it's
Yeah.
like your brain glazed over and
Yeah.
you're just like,
I didn't understand
what?
what she just said.
Yeah, especially in Raytown. Like, she'd be like, somebody's gonna make a phone call.
Every teacher, like
gonna get
every
ugly.
teacher I had was like, we don't care. We're just gonna say this in Spanish. So like,
Mm-hmm.
my concern would be this heartfelt message.
Yeah.
Like very Dare program.
Yeah,
like,
you got to
like-
read the room.
And then all of a sudden, like, and
She read the room.
and not understanding a single word she just said, and it's like,
she read the room.
and she's like, okay, like, hey, I'm looking out for you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, what? Like, okay, let me look at. She said feo, and like, did she just call me ugly? Because that's what I feel like my
Yeah.
my teacher would probably say as response. I almost feel like I should go find my teacher. And
There was no
have her-
shame in what she said, though. There was no shame directed in my direction, as far as I can remember, because I was a little tipsy, and it was a very long time ago now. But she wasn't like, doing this at school, you should feel like a piece of shit, you dirty little scoundrel. It was nothing like that.
But it was
you know?
very, like
extra
just-
detention for you.
But just like a
Dirty boy.
like let
It
me
wasn't
call you
anything
out
like that.
without calling you out.
That's what it was. That
Which
was
is-
absolutely what it was.
Which is like, again, like, props. I don't know what.
It was like she fired a warning shot over the bow, and
Yes.
I didn't take it as a warning shot. I took it as a get your fucking shit together, dude. Like,
Yeah.
what are you?
This huge.
Don't do this.
Yeah.
Like you like this is what disappointment feels like,
Oh, and I feel like
and that was a
like
motivator for me.
more times than not, the ones that like really impact you is not necessarily the like, let me yell at you. It's more of like, I'm going to talk to you calmly and just say like, I am not like happy with this situation, and you're like,
It's that
I
old
got it.
line.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, I'm not angry with you. I'm just, dramatic pause, disappointed. And then that's what breaks you down. That's what breaks me down. I'm like, I don't want to fucking disappoint anybody.
right.
I've been a disappointment for a lot of my life. And I just try to make that my wall. I try not to be backed up to that wall.
Well, I'll tell you this much, Jonathan.
If that makes any sense.
That you haven't disappointed me.
Yeah, not yet. Give me time. Give me time.
I'll tell you in Spanish the moment that you disappoint me.
It is un disappointmento.
You'd be like, holy crap, this man is speaking fluent Spanish.
Yes.
I thought that he could not.
Now,
like,
If
this
that
is-
happened, I would take your disappointment and I'd be like, yeah, but that motherfucker spoke Spanish because of me.
yeah, yeah.
He picked up that language and made it his. Yeah.
It's the most fluent. Like you're like,
Yeah.
like
I'm like, wow, the
Wow.
intonation on those syllables
It's
was
the most-
increíble.
yeah.
Dios
Like,
mío.
yeah.
We're
I feel like I was
blue.
watching Univision, and it's like this is perfect.
Sábado, sábado,
Yeah,
sábado.
yeah.